Hi guys, so today I want to talk about the vegetarian diet, right? In my previous video, I shared that after I consulted with a nutritionist in Lagos, I was placed on a vegetarian diet. So for me, at that time in 2019, when I heard about it, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to start? What am I going to do? So I found it very difficult to even start the diet. I started with few things that I was familiar with, like carrots, cucumbers, lettuce, like fruits, oranges, pineapple, apples, right? In my head, I actually thought that being on a diet means starving. Being on a diet means fasting, right? But my type of diet requires that I eat at least 4 to 5 times in a day. Also ensuring that the meals are well portioned, right? So it's by portioning your meals. So which means that you have your breakfast, which is very important. If you're a woman dealing with PCOS, right, you have your breakfast, you have a snack between breakfast and lunch, you have your lunch, you have a snack between breakfast and dinner, then you have your dinner right in the evening. So before I could come up with my own timetable, I'd tried a lot of things, different things, right? But until when everything dawned on me from my research, from everything, right, I was able to create my own timetable. So in 2022, I also registered as a chef at Reddish Chronicles in 2020. Right. And that was the year COVID started. So my classes started in February, and it was a 6 weeks course, right, at Reddish Chronicles in Bagada. And I think it was just 2 weeks to graduation when the government shut down the entire state, so there was no movement at all. So why am I sharing that backstory? Just to give you an idea of how far I went into my research, how far I went into knowing how to make my own meals the healthy way, right? Because when it comes to this type of diet, you have to cut out a lot of things. The things that you were used to, maybe growing up, whatever you're used to eating, right? You have to change everything. The type of rice you use, the type of oil, butter, even your water. Right? It boils down to your water. It boils down to the food that you take. So this video is about explaining the vegetarian diet. It's not that difficult, and I'm able to explain this because I have done it, and I have results, right? So a vegetarian diet is an eating pattern, right, that excludes meat, poultry and seafood, that excludes meat, poultry and seafood, right? And even for the specifics, it depends on how it is. So for instance, for women, the vegetarian diet can offer numerous health benefits when planned, including the risk of heart diseases, and etc. I'm not a doctor. This is just for information. So women need to also pay a particular attention to nutrients like iron, calcium, vitamin B12, omega-3 fatty acids, especially during pregnancy, breastfeeding, and menopause. So now when you're going on this diet, please, you need to ensure that it is recommended by your nutritionist, right, or your doctor. Please do not go on this diet based on what people are saying, based on the videos that you're watching. And this is outrightly a disclaimer. This video is not stating that you need to go on a diet. This video states that you need to see a medical doctor or you see your nutritionist to place you on a particular diet based on your health issues, right? So there are different types of vegetarian diets, different types, right? So the first is lacto-ovo vegetarian. There is also the ovo vegetarian. There is a lacto-vegetarian. There is vegan, which most people have probably heard about vegan diet. There is pescatarian. There is flexitarian. There is also Jain vegetarian. There is the Buddhist vegetarian, macrobiotic vegetarian, raw vegan. There's also raw vegan. Then there's also fruitarian. Now, during my research back then in 2019, and also one of my travels to South Africa at that time, I actually invested in some magazines, so plant-based magazines that I picked up right in SC at that time, where I read and I got to know more about some type of vegetarian diet, right? And when it comes to fruitarian, for instance, for the fruitarian diet, this diet actually, it's very restrictive, consisting majorly fruits, nuts, and seeds. So these foods can be harvested without harming the plant. So that is their own way of living or eating, right? Which is for the fruitarian diet. Now, let me take it back to some of the common names that I would have heard, like lacto ovo, vegetarian, lacto, vegetarian, ovo, vegetarian, pescatarian, flexitarian. So for lacto ovo vegetarian, right, this is very common. It's a common type of diet which excludes meat, poultry, and fish, but includes dairy products like lacto ovo, which is eggs and dairy. And this is often the easiest vegetarian diet to follow nutritionally, since eggs and dairy provide complete protein and essential nutrients. You got it? Lacto vegetarian. Now, this is popular in India and also amongst many religious communities. This diet excludes dairy products such as, I'll take it again. The lacto vegetarian diet. This is popular in India and some of the other religious communities. This diet includes dairy products but excludes eggs, meat, poultry, and fish. Ovo vegetarian. This is less common. And this diet includes eggs but excludes all dairy products like meat, poultry, and fish. Vegan, which is also popular. This diet excludes all animal products, including honey, meat, poultry, fish, egg, dairy, right? It excludes everything. So your protein will definitely be tofu, soybeans, mushrooms. That'll be your tofu. That'll be your protein if you are vegan, right? Now, this is another type of vegetarian diet, pescatarian. So this includes fish and seafood. Many people consider it transitional or flexible approach. So it's in a case whereby you're changing your diet from meat or from what you are used to, and you want to move into the vegetarian diet, but you don't want to leave certain things from your meal, right? The pescatarian diet is one way you can start your diet with, right? So it is recommended by professionals, right? So it excludes meat and poultry, but includes fish, shellfish, eggs, dairy, and this is common amongst the Mediterranean and coastal region. Flexitarian diets. This is semi-vegetarian. It's primarily a plant-based diet that occasionally includes meat, poultry, or fish. This flexible approach is increasing amongst popular people, reducing rather than eliminating animal products. So the flexitarian diet is actually another way or method that you can start or kick off your diet. So for the Jain vegetarian diet, oh my God, this is practiced by followers of Jainism, primarily in India, right? This diet excludes all meats, eggs, and root vegetables. Root vegetables such as onions, ginger, turmeric, carrots, yam, anything that is grown from the ground, it excludes it. It emphasizes on non-violence and includes dairy, above ground vegetables, fruit, and grains. Raw vegan. This I know a Nigerian who she did raw veganism, right? So this diet consists of uncooked, unprocessed plant food, typically not heated above 104 to 118 degrees. Followers believe this preserves enzymes and nutrients. So it is practiced in various wellness communities worldwide. So this diet thing, it has levels, right? It has levels. And one of the things that I say to people is that it's a sustainable lifestyle. It is not for you to think that once you are placed on a diet, you have to lose weight, right? The diet might be to correct certain things in your system, depending on your on the issue, right? And the recommendation by the doctor. So when you hear people say, I'm vegetarian, I'm this, I'm that, it's not because they want to feel funky, but it's because, for me, I tell people it's for health reasons, right? So when you are placed on this diet, ensure that you follow it through, and also seek the opinion of a professional, of a nutritionist or a dietitian, right? So if you want recommendations, you can send me a DM. I can send you recommendations of people that I used in Lagos, right? So this video is just to explain the types of vegetarian diets, what a vegetarian diet mean, right? So when you hear vegetarian, it's not like you are going to, lose it all. But there are certain things that you can exclude. There are certain things you can include, according to the portion for your meals, right? So I hope this video helps. If it really did help you, please comment and let me know what other video you need me to talk about. Thank you.